Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I want to talk about a harsh truth that's rarely discussed openly in HR and corporate management. When a wave of layoffs hits, the people who get cut first are often not the laziest ones, but sometimes the ones who were working hard in the traditional way, long hours, great KPIs, but the real value they bring to the company no longer justifies the cost of keeping them. Have you ever wondered why, after years of dedication, excellent performance reviews, and even awards, your name still ends up on the priority exit list when the company faces trouble? It's not always unfair. Companies don't run on gratitude, they run on mathematical models, risk management, and profit. In today's video, I'm going to break down the 5 real criteria, the hidden decision filters, that senior leaders use to decide who has to leave first. Understanding this isn't about creating fear. It's about reprogramming yourself, moving from an easily replaceable employee to an irreplaceable asset. Let's dive in. First, real ROI, value created versus total cost of employment. The biggest mistake in employee mindset is believing that salary is proportional to hours worked or how hard you try. To leadership, every employee is an investment. The core question they ask is not, "What have you done?" but, after subtracting your salary, bonuses, benefits, office costs, and training, how much net profit are you actually generating for the company? People with high salaries but whose output barely covers or falls short of their total cost are always in the highest risk group during layoffs. The market and companies only pay for final results, not effort. When cuts are necessary, they keep those with the highest return on investment, ROI. Real story from Meta, in 2026. As Meta pushed aggressively into AI and planned massive infrastructure spending, the company laid off hundreds of employees across divisions including Reality Labs, recruitment, and other teams. Many had strong performance records, but leadership determined their roles no longer delivered enough surplus value compared to the high-cost shift toward AI. Positions directly supporting AI development showed much clearer ROI and were prioritized to stay. Second, replaceability and system recovery cost. This criterion is extremely important. If you leave today, how long and how much will it cost the company to replace you and bring the system back to normal? Jobs that are easy to document with SOPs, common skills, or can be outsourced or filled by juniors are very replaceable. On the other hand, people who possess tacit knowledge, deep understanding of internal processes, exclusive relationships, and how the company's real operating system works, have extremely high replacement costs. Smart companies won't destroy a money printing machine that's hard to rebuild just to save a few months of salary. Real example from Amazon. In early 2026, Amazon carried out significant layoffs, cutting around 16,000 corporate roles as part of efforts to reduce bureaucracy and accelerate efficiency. Core technical roles in cloud, DevOps, and critical systems were far less affected because replacing them would cause major disruption and take months to onboard. Support and repetitive roles with clear processes were cut faster as they could be filled more easily or automated. Third, alignment with new strategic goals. When the market shifts, company strategy often changes dramatically. Someone who was a star during the high growth phase can become redundant in the cost optimization and defense phase. Leaders evaluate. Can you adapt to the new direction? Or are you still clinging to old ways, resisting change, or unwilling to learn new skills? People seen as strategic obstacles, even if their technical skills are still good, often get cut first. Loyalty to the organization's evolution matters more than loyalty to an outdated skill set. Story from Microsoft and Google. Throughout 2025-2026. As Microsoft and Google poured billions into AI infrastructure and transformation, employees working on legacy projects not directly tied to AI were more likely to be impacted, even if they were previously strong performers. Teams and roles that quickly adapted and contributed to the AI shift were retained and in some cases prioritized for growth. Fourth, social capital and the hidden likability principle. We often hear, "Don't let emotions get into work," but psychology and real management practice show the opposite. When forced to choose between two employees with similar capabilities, leaders almost always keep the person they like, trust, and feel comfortable working with. This isn't just personal favoritism, it's the principle of likability and collaboration. People who build strong reputation, support their managers, and create a sense of alignment and psychological safety have an invisible shield. Real example from big tech. During the restructuring rounds at Meta and Amazon in 2025-2026. When two employees had comparable performance and skills, the one who was collaborative, supportive, and easier to work with was far more likely to be retained. The more difficult or argumentative individual often ended up higher on the cut list. This hidden factor plays a surprisingly strong role in final decisions. Fifth, risk management ability and standing above the problem. In times of crisis, leaders need people who put out fires, not those who add fuel by spreading anxiety or constant complaining. Employees who only report problems, blame others, and stay below the issue get eliminated quickly. On the other hand, those with an owner's mindset, who take 100% responsibility, propose solutions, and turn risks into opportunities, become the pillars of the company. Illustrative story from Citigroup and major U.S. banks. As part of its multi-year restructuring through 2026, Citigroup continued cutting thousands of roles, including senior positions. Employees who focused mainly on reporting risks and maintaining the status quo were more vulnerable, while those who proactively suggested cost optimizations, process improvements, and adaptation strategies were kept as key contributors during the transformation. Dear friends, the stories from Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and Citigroup show that these rules are playing out every day across the globe, especially in the massive shift toward AI. Understanding these 5 real criteria isn't about becoming better at politics or flattery. It's about investing seriously in yourself, building high ROI, unique tacit knowledge, adaptability, social capital, and a proactive problem-solving mindset. Take a moment right now and ask yourself, if tomorrow my company no longer needs me, what other money-making machines do I own? Is my knowledge and value strong enough that the market will actively seek me out? Your answer is the roadmap for your future. Don't let your entire youth revolve around a salary decided by someone else. Start shifting from an employee mindset to becoming the owner of your financial destiny. If this video brought you value, please hit like, share it with friends who are working hard but worried about their future. Drop a comment below. Which criterion do you think you're weakest in? I'll read and reply to as many as possible. Thank you for watching. Stay determined, stay clear-minded, and take action today. See you in the next video.